Solomon was providing nuggets of wisdom that I believe every single human being needs to grasp, because it's going to affect some part of your life. And one thing I love about the Proverbs is that they're so real and practical. We're actually taking the time to go through this first chapter of Proverbs and look at what Solomon was actually dealing with and what he was talking to us about and how it affects our lives in very specific ways. God's prophetic purpose for Harrisburg, I understand, was the founder, John Harris, had a ferry business, and he helped travelers get across the river, people who were trying to get to their prosperity and their goals. And, the rest of America, they had to cross the Susquehanna to get westward. And so he started a ferry business to help people get across the obstacles to get to that dream and vision. That's the prophetic purpose of Harrisburg, to help people get the dream fulfilled. What is it today? Just the opposite. Whatever can be done to stop you. So what's God doing? God's sending people like us from the outside, not to take it over, but to remind Harrisburg, this is what you're here for. So instead of pulling folks down and worried about who's getting ahead of you and who's got more than you, step into your prophetic purpose. Take the little bit that you got and help somebody else. And watch what God does in your life. You don't have to ever be jealous of what nobody else is doing. Just bless somebody else and watch God bless you. Woo! I feel that today. Come on, bless the Lord today. Thank you, Lord God. So that's all the reason why we're here. And teaching all these lessons and all this stuff to encourage you to be who God made you to be. Keep looking at all the young people, I can't help it, but be. You're surrounded by a lot of, jealousies and envy and strife and all that kind of stuff. Don't fall into it. You keep being an encourager. You make up your mind, you're going to bless somebody else. And all the shaking that's coming in your life, because I know your stories in the room, a lot of shaking right now. But the only thing that's going to fall off of you is what don't need to be there anyway, so that you can be pure wheat. Pure wheat. No chaff in the wheat, no bugs in the wheat. You can really be who God wanted you to be. Thank you, Lord. So take your dream and submit it to God. We don't ever want to be dream crushers here. All we're saying is take it and give it to God. Give it to God. You got a lot of criticism here. I've been here 6 years now. A lot of criticism. A lot of depression. A lot of negativity surrounding you. So you take it and you give it to God. You submit it to God. Lord, I don't know how I can fulfill this. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get to school. Don't know how I'm going to get the education. I don't know how I'm going to get any breaks. I don't know how this is going to happen. But I want you to see this, young people. God is bigger than the limitations of Harrisburg. There's a lot of limitations around, because really that's just the nature of it being the state capital. In other words, there's only so many jobs to go around. There's only so many grants. There's only so many scholarships. There's always a limitation. There's only so many people that can be hired in different companies and organizations. And it seems like you're always stepping up after they hired the last person. After the last scholarship was given out, then you show up. And so you begin to feel like it's always going to be that way. I'll never be at the right place at the right time, getting the right opportunity. That changes. It changes. Right now, I declare it over your life. It changes. All you do is submit, Lord, this is your dream for my life. This ain't me chasing a fantasy. This is your dream. And you will do whatever it takes to help me fulfill that dream. That's what happened to Joseph. That's why out of his own mouth, know the story of Joseph, his brothers sold him into slavery, into Egypt. And 13 years later, he found himself second in command. And he told his brothers, when he finally revealed to them who he was, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. So there's part of the shaking. What will seemingly be like terrible things will happen to you, but it was God's way to get Joseph out out from amongst his brothers and all that strife and all that madness, and to put him in the place where he could be tested and tried and prepared for authority. That's what's happening to you. That's what's happening to you. Come on, bless the Lord right now. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.